What is up, guys? Long time no see. Things happened over the weekend. I had some friends come over, which was awesome. Loved every second of it. Shout out to Devin and John. And got a lot done on the truck. Some fairly simple things that I think that you guys can do as well. It seems like a daunting task, but it's way easier. So stay tuned and I'll show you what we did. Alright guys, so getting the measurements for where the dowel pin is going to go into the frame is actually really easy. I'll show you. Bear in mind that mine's a little bit wide. My bit walked. You got to be careful with that. If you have a punch, use it. I bought one, day late, $1 short, right? But get a punch. It's easy. Punches a hole. You know where you're at. Take your time with that drill bit. If you do a drill bit too fast, which you're going to want to use a step bit, at least I think that's what it's called. It's one of these things. And you're going to go up to a 3/4 inch hole to fit that dowel. You got to be careful. Don't just like push, because it'll grab that drill, turn, and it'll crank on your arm, and that'll hurt. So just something to think about. The holes, the measurements are pretty simple. So let me get underneath this thing, and I'll show you. Hopefully this picks it up real well. Let's see. All right. So you can see how far off mine is because it walked. But basically what it is from the edge of this piece of metal, mind you, mine's full weld, edge of this piece of metal, it's 1 1/8 inches down, 1 1/8 inches, and then from the edge of this outer circle, which is closest to the front of the frame, it's the same on both sides, 3/8 over, 1 1/8 down, 3/8 over, 1 1/8 down. Drill 3/4 inch, dead nuts where the bolt's supposed to be. Same thing on the other side, and it lines up. I mean, it is that simple, you guys. Just take your time. Don't be in a rush. Me and my buddy were over here doing it. It was a lot of fun. Thing went together. I'd say probably, other than screwing up that hole, probably about 1.5 hours. I mean, it really wasn't a big deal. I had to make a couple of runs to the store to get a new bit because I ended up breaking mine because it caught and it twisted that drill around. God almighty, did that hurt. My arm is still a little sore, so be careful with that, all right? But it's an easy thing to do. It's not a hard mount. 1 1/8 from the edge of the frame down, 3/8 from the edge of the circle into the center between the two circles. 3/8, 1 1/8. That's it. Drill the hole on both sides. This thing's dead center. It's in. It's not hard. It really isn't. If you get the kit, that obviously makes things a lot easier. I'll see if I can find a link, and I'll put it in the description down below, just so you guys have something. Now, the second point that I wanted to talk about, just to make things easier, was about these things. These things go on the back where this part connects. Now, in the Crown Vic, it sits up more at an angle like this. So the slot in the middle here is that way, or straight or horizontal. All this is cockeyed, which gives it the opportunity for adjusting the toe. Well, when you put it in the truck and you turn it sideways, this will be sideways. So you will have no adjustment in toe, which is a nightmare. So it's easy to do this as well. Take a minute and do it. Save yourself some time and some headache in the future. Also gives you some more adjustment in case you want to do, some track racing or something of that nature, and you want to adjust your toe and have just a little bit better angle. So what you do is across the top, you cut it. You get a grinder and you cut it through. The inner piece is surrounded by a metal piece, so you're not really going to grind through that. Go ahead and just take your time, go back and forth until you grind all the way through. You'll take this out, tap it out with a little hammer, takes a few seconds, rotate it to where it is horizontal with this bottom piece, and then clamp it shut and weld it, which is what we did. It's got a pretty good weld on it, I'd say. Bada bing, bada boom. You're done. So now, when this mounts back here, you've got horizontal toe adjustment that you can make back and forth, and just gives you more options down the road. So that's probably what we're going to mess around with today, is getting this thing bolted up to here, just temporarily, of course, figuring out where that is going to hit the frame, and kind of tack it in, hopefully, and just make sure that it fits the way we want it to. So let's go ahead and start maneuvering that into spot. Okay guys, so as you just saw, bolted this thing together. It's mounted to the frame now. Even got the jack out of the way. So that's completely off. And it's hanging there. It's right where it needs to be. I need to figure out how to mount this, obviously. So we have a decent sway bar. It'll probably just bolt straight to the frame here. I need to get that stud out. But the reason I wanted to really mount it was so that we could look into how these bad boys are going to mount to the frame. This kit, this Backyard Customs kit, does come with some extra pieces that allow me to bolt those to the frame. It's another piece that you weld in. Let me grab them here. So here it is. It's just a flat stock. It's got a nice little bend in it, and obviously that part curves around the frame. So I got to figure out exactly how it mounts. I'm picturing something along the lines of that. And then you just weld it in, and that bolts to this, obviously. I might have to get these knocked off, but I'm not 100% sure yet. I'm going to go ahead and mount this and see what she's like. So let's go ahead and start that. Alright guys, so it doesn't look like I'm going to have to take off this back mounting piece to get these in, but I do need to bolt these on before I put the front on. So let me do some editing magic and get you right back to where we were. So, alright guys, so as you guys can see, I've got this bracket on. It's bolted with just a decent bolt. I'm definitely going to put grade 8 art material in here it's flush against the edge down in there, and then it just mounts or just touches over here on this edge. So it'll be a weld all the way across and then a weld down in here, and then bada bing bada boom, you got that mounted in. So that'll hold this tail end, and obviously this is all mounted. I think it came out pretty good, so we're gonna go ahead and grab the welder and tack it on. Let's do that. Alright guys, so I got it tacked in. It's nice and level like it's supposed to be. Let me show you them welds real quick. So as you can see, it's tacked in. It's all the way flat across. This bolts straight up. You did have to jack, or I had to jack up the tire just to make it touch. It did sag a little bit otherwise. Time to do the other side, and then she's done. The whole front's bolted in. It's ready to go. That's it. And then we start on the really big project, which we'll be mounting this bad boy in. This is that Mark 8 independent rear. I want to go ahead and weld it into the frame. So we're going to bring it up, weld it in. That way it has a nice flat riding height. We'll put some coilovers in it and in the rear or in the front as well, just to give this thing one mean stance. I might do bags, but I don't know if I want to have air and all that stuff run through. We'll see. So that's it for this episode. I know it's really short. I know it was kind of a brief over of what happened. And just to be honest, you guys, when Devin showed up, we just knocked stuff out. It was like bing, 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 and I didn't think it was going to go that fast. He knew how to weld, and so we were just tag teaming everything, and it just made things so much easier. But this next episode, we're going to start on the rear. I have some really good ideas. It's definitely going to be a big venture. It's probably going to be a couple-part episode. But I just wanted to give you an overview of how this front went together. It's really simple. It's not a nightmare situation. It's something that anybody can do. It just takes a little bit of time. Measure it. Measure it. Remember, 1 1/8 from, well, let me just show you. 1 1/8 from the railing over, and then 3/8 from the edge in of that circle in the middle. That's it. That's it. That's all she wrote. My camera's dying, so if you liked the video, hit that thumbs up. If you didn't, hit the thumbs down. Let me know why. And then subscribe, of course, if you're new to the channel. Thank you so much for viewing it. I appreciate it. Share with your friends, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Later.